Hello, my friends. We are here back on Smart City TV with another interview. Today, I have the pleasure to have Harris Alexopoulos from the University of Aegean. Alex is a professor there, and he specializes in smart city. And we are going to discuss some of the issues that he's dealing in his research currently. So before we move ahead, I would like you that is watching us today to give the like in our interviews, subscribe to our channel so we can keep on going and produce those interviews. So Harris, nice to have you here back after some time we haven't seen in, I believe last time we met in Australia.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
that's true.
and please feel free to introduce yourself here to our viewers.
Thank you, Lorenzo, very much. I'm very happy to be here and share a bit from my research in this exciting domain that is smart cities. And yeah, I'm Harris Alexopoulos. I work for the University of the Aegean in the Department of Information and Communication Systems Engineering. And a part of smart cities, we are doing research in most of the hottest, most hot areas in the information systems,
Okay.
domain AI and blockchain, of course.
Well, excellent, excellent. So before we begin, yeah, give me a brief overview of what is going on related to smart cities in Greece. So tell me what are the initiatives or how people is doing? Is people
Mhm.
happy, unhappy with smart cities in Greece?
Yeah, as I tend to say always to my students too, the thing is that whatever the level of smartness in a smart city uh, could be determined through the people live in the city. So this means that if the people do not follow an idea or an application, even if it is great, actually, as the experts might say, then that it is doomed to fail. So what we are doing not we are doing, in any place in the world, in any city that want to be a smart city, it should follow the the plan of the citizens actually, and the NGOs and the businesses that surrounding the system. So the whole quadruple helix actually, in order to be a successful implementation of a smart city solution. Um, what we are doing in Greece, actually, since there is not so much literacy on this IS domain, so as you may know, we have a lot of we are an aging population actually in Greece. So we are having small steps towards smart cities. And one of our greatest examples that exist, of course, which is Thessaloniki and Trikala and other cities might say, like Athens, of course, and which is the capital, and a bit of our islands like Crete. And but it's all these are a few examples that are doing a good job in terms of smart cities. But um, in the whole area of Greece, the whole country is not so well developed, I think.
Okay, so related to that point, I mean, you have, of course, already implemented a few opportunities, a few initiatives in smart cities in
Mhm.
Greece. So based on those things, it's usually when we promote smart city, well, smart cities is fantastic. Smart city is going to address a lot of problems. Will make population happy. Will make the standard of living higher. But tell me, what is the other side of implementing a smart city? What are the unintended consequences that you get when you implement a smart city?
Uh, that is actually a great question. When we are talking about unintended consequences, we might find ourselves under the analyzing the problems of job losses, privacy breaches, loss of revenues, and value changes in a city area. Actually, it is one of my current research um, this topic. So we tried to identify the determinants of the unintended negative consequences that might appear in the context of smart city. So we first identified the drivers, which are the disruptive technologies, open and big data that would give us more data to and accessibility, of course, to analyze, AI, the way to analyze, IoT that are giving us the big data, and of course, new technologies such as blockchain that um, um, helps to trust the outcome. In any case, the unintended consequences we identified, actually the determinants towards the identification of unintended negative consequences in the smart city context are from the top to down, lack of human capacities. This is a major problem always, to have the right, the humans with the right skills to perform the projects, lack of legitimacy and public trust. We are trying to solve that through technologies like blockchain, but not only that. Low data sharing, discoverability, and interoperability. This is a constant, actually, problem, that determinant that we are facing from since the beginning of the information systems, I believe, after the invention of the web. Lack of policies and guidelines, low data availability in some areas, and going down, the last one, lack of financial capacities. We tried to connect it with the smart city governance objectives categories, which is smart urban collaboration, citizen-centered transformation, smart administration, and decision-making process. So in its determinant, you would find a percentage for each of these smart city governance categories.
Yeah, well, it's interesting what you say, because most of the things that I'm dedicated and discussing with some cities that I'm engaged is exactly that the process to move forward with the smart city, it goes exactly like it used to go in the e-government phase 20 years ago. So the lack of capacity, the lack of governance, the lack of resources, the lack of cross communication among different agencies. So the same problems you had on e-gov, you now have with smart cities. So in some cases, indeed, in my book, I mentioned that. So a smart city is indeed a kind of evolution of eGov, or as Teresa Pardo used to say, is an instantiation of eGov related to a smart city. So research is proving that is really the case, correct?
Yes, exactly. We can find the same problems in research that was done 10 years ago in the ICT domain. Of course, we know that smart cities are powered from the ICT domain. It's the main driver in the smart cities development. But we face the same problems, of course, and we couldn't prevent that.
Yeah, we learned in the past, but are not using the learning back now, right?
Yeah. But it's really close. The community didn't realize because it's too fast. I mean, the ICT is here for 30 years now. I mean, core ICT systems as we know them, 40 years now. So it's a really new domain. So the lessons learned didn't turn to knowledge so quickly.
Yeah, and what do you attribute that this learning has not passed from one management generation that was managing eGov to this new generation that are managing now smart cities. It's a lack of capacity of uh, promoting a good education or good training to the managers, or is just a political situation, a political issue?
Hmm. I would say it's a political issue mostly. That's I mean, all the research is there, or all the technology is there. We are able to use this technology to develop new technology also through our um, um, final year students or even the graduates. Um, but in any case, if you don't have the money to proceed, or if the politicians do not understand the need towards this direction, this is going to lag behind for another decade, let's say. Even nowadays, in Greece, we have a major um, re-engineering process we are doing in the local public sector, actually, first level and second level, so municipality level and regional level. And we are trying to to build the central information systems covering all the functions in these local authorities. So this could be done like 10 years ago, but as I said, it's a political matter.
Yeah.
My
So
opinion, of course. Yeah.
yeah, and another question that I would like to have your vision, or what you think about, is related to the physical concept of a city. Because what I'm seeing in a lot of places, that cities are trying to do some initiatives, and the neighbor city is trying to do different initiatives, and the other city nearby is trying to do initiatives as well. However, there is a lack of coordination between some of the or among those cities. So, for instance, somebody defines that they are going to deploy a street light system, and the other one also will do that, but the street light systems do not talk to each other. So there is no benefit of this interconnection that technology can propose. Uh, do you think that we are repeating the same limitation of having a very hierarchical model for the physical political institutions, rather than a networking kind of vision that enables you to create a much broader solution for smart cities, not just for the city, but for a territory itself?
This is a problem that happened again, as you may know, in the ICT sector. And when we are building the first information systems, uh, we have witnessed this specific situation again. And since the businesses actually are paving the way of these developments, and the political power lacking even in knowledge behind that and follow what the businesses are saying,
Mhm.
uh, and not being able to formulate a specific policy to prevent that, then we will have the same problem again. I believe so, yes.
And how do you think would be a good proposal to minimize the impact of those limitations of this political structure that do not allows for this broader integration?
Uh, there are some movements. I think they should be internationalized, or even um, be in a political level at the central of smart city development, somehow to coordinate the efforts at the central level. That would be the solution towards that, meaning at least following specific standards so the systems can communicate even at a second level. But yes, I think there are movements already. I mean, there is a big smart city collaboration among the European islands already, and of course the big smart city network in Europe. So if you are a member, at least you may be informed about these issues.
Yeah, you think that the European community will set standards to that regard? Is something that is being thought is in line?
The European Commission has already set the standards, I think, but in any case, I mean, they need to be informed in a level that they understand what they are doing and how it will be better in the future.
Okay. Let us change a little bit subject. Let move a little bit more on the area of autonomous decisions and autonomous governance. I think this is a very forward-thinking area, and I know that you have been involved in some of these things. How do you see the progress of using artificial intelligence on cities management and cities administration?
Baby steps, always. First of all, we need to automate everything that is trivial. Even the pension is trivial. The calculations of a person's pension is a trivial matter. Could be calculated through algorithms, not even AI algorithms. What is more, I think we should move quickly to developing these services that are trivial, and they should be powered on AI. Of course, all the ethics issues are coming with the application of AI. So there is a big debate on that, and I'm following always all the debates around that, or all the issues I can find there. In any case, the issues and the ethics are on bigger, let's say, systems, not on trivial decisions. So, yeah, I think we could move quickly on the trivial services provision.
And how do you going to integrate that with a more sophisticated? You think you're going to have specialized mechanisms that are going to develop a one by one? Because I mean, today, if you want to do an ERP, you probably go to a vendor, select one package and install it. But when it comes to artificial intelligence, what is the pathway? Is looking for vendors, or is doing something that is very specific for the city's need?
In any case, even in the case of a specific city need, you would have a vendor, right? Either with a pre-developed solution with some modifications, or because you don't need a vendor that is not aware of something like that, of what you are planning to do. So you need a vendor that is close to your solution and provide some modification on his own solution. So that's the thing, I believe, to have all these enterprises, businesses together and see what is the best fit to our solution.
Do you have any specific case of, or you are doing any specific research on the use of AI for any particular case?
We are not specifically AI. We are doing natural language processing to make chatbots for different government agencies at the moment. So we have this project that we are trying to build these autonomous chatbots to different, and this is a very tricky issue because different questions and different keywords should be gathered for each case and each service. The other thing we have done, it's in the legal domain. Actually, we applied text mining in order to take a PDF from the Greek legislation and make it linked data automatically, actually. Okay. We take the PDF and we return linked data, the law in a linked data format compliant with the big legal ontologies like ELI and Accomandoso.
I see, yeah. And
so we are creating the first phase so the others could use our data to provide better services, meaning if you use our link data, then you can provide, let's say, or you can build a service on rules extraction from the laws. So this is an added value service that will be built, of course, from other vendors.
And they can use on the public domain.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Interesting.
The private too, because the banking system is already, let's say, willing to pay on this issue. So they are willing to pay on rules extraction on the banking on the banking relative laws
and the financial regulations. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how that you connect that to the other side of the new technology that is blockchain. So how you see the future of blockchain on this whole process, where you have artificial intelligence, blockchain, and the public sector smart city domain.
Mm-hmm. So in the blockchain, there are a lot of experiments that are ongoing right now. And I think they try to apply blockchain. I don't know, in most of the cases, it is useful, but the most useful application is on the registries, of course, as yes. I saw. And another one is on the voting procedure. Of course, there is the stream always, the cryptocurrencies, which is based on blockchain, DLT technologies. And I think these are the most strong examples of nowadays. How it is connected with the smart city, yeah, it's new ways of developing the things that we have developed in another way in the previous years. That's the only use, but of course it enhances trust of people, and they are starting realizing it as we speak.
Yeah, registry is the most typical application for that purpose. Yeah, and that will solve a lot of problems for many not cities but the government as a matter of fact in that area. Okay, Harris, and tell me a little bit, how is the planning for the next IceGov in Athens?
Second year in Greece. This is the first time that IceGov is organized in one place for the second year in a row.
Yeah.
The IceGov will be organized again in Greece. Because the previous one was held online. We said that it's a pity that we organized it in Athens and not having people in Athens.
That's correct. Yeah.
So yes, that's why we reorganizing it in person this year in Athens.
So it's
I'm anticipating a lot of people because of course the conference is a really strong conference in the government domain, and yeah, people need to travel now, right?
Correct. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't able to go to Greece for the last one, and I hope I can be able to go to this one now. Let's see and meet all my friends on the space on the area. Harris,
I'll be there.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Thank you very much for your time and valuable information. As you know, we do these short interviews to record and keep on doing. So sometimes we start repeating and to the same interviews to get the new things that are coming on the space. And again, I appreciate your time. The channel is always available for you here to state your most current research. And we also thank the viewers. Again, ask for a like the interview and subscribe to the channel. Your final words, Harris, please.
No, not a question now. Final words. I don't know. Yeah, the only thing I would like to highlight is that continuously I'm witnessing how these technologies are connected together. So all the disruptive technologies, as we think of them right now, are really connected and they are feeding each other. So it could be seen as one, of course, with its specific characteristics, but the nowadays is characterized by these five disruptive technologies, as I said in the beginning. So we can see them as the disruptive technology of today's.
Yeah, yeah. So just to quote Craig Mundy, as a former chief technology officer in Microsoft, he used to say that we can foresee the future of each individual technology, but we cannot foresee the future of those technologies combined.
Yeah, that's true.
That's pretty much true. Again, thank you very much, and I hope to see you in Greece soon. Bye to our
Thank you.
viewers.